All the clips that you are gonna watch are taken from the intermediate workshop that is live each Monday. These are some of the highlights. Hope you like these clips. And if you want to join, you can check it out in TriPixR on Monday. I'm gonna move this track into the breakdown, set it in a loop on the middle, having ping pong delay on it, shorten the loop, pitching it up while it's on wide, playing a sample underneath, and at the end of the sample, putting that sample in slow motion, while a part of this short loop is also set in reverse to give it more energy. Then stopping the sample, stopping the song, removing all effects, switch it back to forward, bring it into a hot cue loop, and exit the loop to get into the drop. Yeah, let's try this. Here we go. Moving in the ping pong again. Yes. Not too much. Moving in the volume, a bit more gain on the sample as well. Removing master, removing beat sync.
Hey girl, beat boy.
Master beat sync again.
Here we go. Hey girl,
Removing master,
beat boy.
setting the short loop,
Here we go.
making it shorter,
Hey girl, beat boy.
pitching it up,
Superstar DJ. Here we go. Hey girl,
switching it in
beat
reverse,
boy. Superstar DJ. Here we
making it
go.
longer again.
Hey girl, beat boy. Superstar DJ.
Well, the beautiful thing I saw DJ Rum do is messing around with the jog wheel while playing that ambient record. And what he did, he had his one channel going into a delay. I choose the ping pong delay for now. And he had it on the tempo of the record that he was going to bring in. So what he did was just play the sound. And just mess around the jog wheel a bit. Now. Exiting the loop. Slowly moving the synths away. More delay. Slowly moving the delay away. And here we go. Yes. So I only have to press play at the last marker. Here we go. So you hear a sweeping sound. That's from that empty part here. Here we go, going into the movie trailer.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Making sure.
Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
And this brings us to the next track. Different BPM, different
Sorry.
key.
I
And
just got goosebumps.
well, that was my
Pretty
intention.
darn good, I must say.
Yes. Yes. Well, that was my intention, to just drag the listener into that momentum. And I feel confident enough to use this in a mix. And when you hit the 1, press A on your jog wheel, so it will reset it to play. And I'm going to try it myself just to showcase before you all dive into this. Oh, and move slip on, of course. Slip on. Here we go. Okay, now.
Oh, that's cool. That button on the jog to get it to play.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to go back into the backspin, because it's really helpful. And you can really train. Well, you can use this trick in your mix, because this A button will make sure that if you press A on time, you will be fine. And also using slip, because I almost forgot that one. And well, that would really mess up the mix when not having slip on.
Right. So the button will go to where the play needle is on slip.
Yes, indeed, indeed. So I'm in my peak time bomb, playing a way too loud track, and I want to bring the energy back by also playing a slower track when the breakdown of that peak time bomb hits. Because after that breakdown, I want to move out that track. So the faster track is the track that we are going to hear in the drop, and the slower track is the track that we're going to hear where I started at the breakdown. Everything clear so far? If you're changing the BPM to do these transitions, make sure master tempo is enabled. Here we go. Okay, again, I first move down the bass, switch the beat sync, and reset the tempo. Here we go. Move out the bass. Master. So breakdown on top of breakdown while changing the BPM really fits to only if the sound has an impact boom, if the track has an actual breakdown, because a lot of tracks go from a drop into a build-up. And that's different, because going from a drop into a build-up, inside that build-up, there's that same rhythm going on, maybe without kicks, but there's the same house loops or things going on. A breakdown is where it actually stops the rhythm. It has some time to breathe and then starts building up again. So this only works on tracks that really have that breakdown, that impact boom inside of a track. And I'm gonna search for it and place Hotkey B on it, so I know I could do a double breakdown, a transition, and changing the BPM. It's like this. One song is in a build-up. I'm gonna bring in the other drop. So this track is playing. I'm gonna bring in the other drop. And I could either choose to bring that track back into the intro and have it on a loop while the other track is playing out. But let's just see. Maybe we start using effects. Maybe it's all possible, because these tracks will sound good on top of each other. And well, let's maybe also try to get into the next track that's on that list, and it's a total different key. See how that sounds and if that relates to the first thing that we were talking about in this workshop, and that was, well, to avoid mixing in different keys, because you can mix in different keys, but not if both tracks are in the highest energy and a lot of notes are happening. Okay, well, let's just play some music. Here we go. Here we go. Also beat syncing the hi-hats and bringing in some extra hi-hats right here. Okay, so the track that I brought in is almost ending, right? Doing the bass drop. Hi-hats are still in. And I'm gonna bring that track back into the intro. And have space out of the other track. Hi-hats are still playing. So I'm gonna exit the hi-hats, and the hi-hats will go into a noisy sound. And I'm gonna bring this track into the first drop by pressing the hotkey. Here we go. Yes. Hi-hats out. Okay, so let's find those two tracks, the other two tracks that sound good on top of each other. But first, bring that other track in on this deck. And it's in a different key, so how can we handle this? It's like this. It's like playing a drop, putting in reverb, and moving out the track while bringing in the other track in the build-up. And this is like complete. It's a hard cut transition where you cut in in between the song, and it's just a trick that really helps when you think like I don't want to go into the second drop. I just want to go into the next track, especially when you're mixing for a crowd and you see the crowd isn't picking up and you just want to go forward into the next track. This one really helps. Instead of bringing the intro of the other track in, just immediately go into the build-up of the other track. I wanted to show this as well because this shows that I can easily set up the build-up of the second track by always having a hot cue for my second drop of the track, but also placing memory cues, 32 beats in between every step that you see here. So if I go into my decks, I will bring this track into the first drop, and I will set my other deck into the first marker of the build-up. So bring in the effect and then press play on both players. Here we go. 4 beats before. Go. Almost. In. Okay, so bring in the effect, moving my hands to both play buttons. Here we go, almost there. Yes.
As we stand for love.
Have it ready. This one is higher.
Stand for love.
And moving the slowly down. And then you hear the bass coming in. Finding out a melody that suits a song, and I can just throw it in and play with it. So what I want to do now is go into that build-up that we just heard, moving into the drop of that song, bringing in another song, do the transition, and then having a melody on top of the new song. So using all 4 decks. Here we go. Montage on. Also gonna move this channel up. Here we go.
To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left.
You can also use slip.
To the right.
Let's stop this one.
To the left. Right. To the right.
Okay, gonna use those hot cues to shorten the loop. Here we go. So new song is on. This song will play out, and the moment that this song is at the end, the other song will start building energy. already gonna bring in A. Also gonna use quantize and beat sync. Gonna put a bit of space on the synth. And move it in. So we can get a bit used to it. RC and A. Again, here we go. And again. More space. So I'm gonna bring this player into slip while it's going into the breakdown so I can set a loop. I will bring in the Mobius sound at this point because the amount of the Mobius goes from this point to this point. And when I hit this point on this track, I will bring in this loop at the beginning of this track. And well, the focus is mainly to manipulate the sound of this build-up, to draw it a bit into the distance and have fun with the Mobius effect, playing on a deck and using the new effects on top of it. Let's go. Okay, so bring this song into the first drop. Have it on slip. Filter as color effects. Triple filter to deck 1 for the Mobius effect. Gain of the Mobius effect a bit lower. Gain of the next track a bit higher. I'm gonna remove the bass of the track that I want to bring in at the drop. I'm also gonna bring in the volume as well. I have this one on master, beat sync, making sure the other deck is also beat sync. And now I have everything set up, ready to go. Going into the first marker, don't have to do anything. Okay, so keep my eyes on the player, keep my hands on hot cue A for the Mobius. Here we go. Bring in the triple filter using the X-pad. This is one is on slip, so I can set a loop right here. Here we go. Shortening loop. Exit the loop. Bring in the next track. So this one is in a loop, so it will not go into any vocals. And I can exit that loop right here. Also slowly bring in some bass. Here we go. Slowly taking over. And then we're in the next track, and this next track slowly builds up into a new vibe. Yes. And moving in the trance. Yes. A bit more gain on that drop. So I'm gonna time stretch it right before the drop. Here we go.
Embrace the dark side.
So like that. Any questions?
You time stretch prior to the drop, edit the vocal drop. Well, vocal pre-drop, and then hotkeywed the drop.
Yes.
So
That's
all
what I
right,
did.
so you time stretched the build up
Mm-hmm.
to a vocal pre-drop,
Uh-huh.
hotkeywed the drop.
Uh-huh. And move the tempo of the track back on the moment that I press the drop. So again, I time stretched, I pressed this, pressed C, and when the memory cue came by on my screen, I pressed the drop and moved back the tempo. I'm gonna go into the drop again, move in the ping pong delay, move away the bass, move away the volume, and have the ping pong delay all the way open and jump while also bringing in the next track and bringing back the playing track. And also move away the ping pong delay. Here we go. Timing. Checking. Yes. Okay, next track, loop it on phrase. Here we go. Volume is down, it's okay. Move in the ping pong delay, removing the bass. Jumping. Bring back the bass.
Nice.
Exiting the loop. Removing the bass of the new track. Removing the ping pong delay. Well, we both know how this will end. The only thing I need to do now is doing the bass drop. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer.
Hype the crowd up.
Help the crowd up.
Is everybody having a good time out there today? Let me hear you say yeah.
So the bass comes in. Sweep off this track to end. Yes. Okay, cool.
Very cool.
Nice.
Are there any questions? I just want to show this. By pitching it down, it really gives a way different vibe. Like this.
As in they're all over t-shirts and Google and that, but there's truth embedded in all these things.
Or maybe
we cherry pick our way.
The quest fails and
like this.
find there are so many other trees growing all kinds of bloody fruits. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is this. This album is me discovering and trying to understand through my one and only true love, that is music.
I'm really sorry for being I've got to jump out, but thank you guys.
I think that pitch has magic mushroom vibes.
So
Nice.
what I did is I pitched down the whole sequence without master tempo on, so the vocal also pitched down. But what I also did while playing that vocal part is using ping pong delay, but on tap. So it's armed at channel 1 and also at channel 2, but if it only was armed at channel 1, it doesn't pick up the speed that I set it to. It picks up the speed that I want it to, and this speed is the same speed as the track I'm bringing in on the intro. So then you
Cool.
still can use that pitched voice delaying on top of your playing track, and it sounds a bit spooky, but if that is the thing you're aiming for, this trick works really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in an ARP sound as well as a loop of the track that I want to bring in. It's already looping. The ARP sound I will have a cutoff. It's going to bring it in right here. Making sure it's key synced, although it already So again, ARP sound, song that's already playing. Next song, siren sound. Bring in the siren sound as well. With ping pong delay on it. Bring in the next track. More ARP. Exiting the loop of the other track. More gain on the other track. So this one is still looping. It sounds nice actually. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in that ping pong delay as on without low. And move it away at the first breakdown of this track. Here we go. Yes. Okay, making sure this is at the end. This is at the end. This is at the end. So I can spin the wheel again. Any questions in between? Here we go. Slowly moving the volume of the techno track. Switching it to master. Moving up the pitch. Bringing in the sweep right here. Heavily hot cue.
Miami!
Reduce down to one loop. One beat.
One beat.
One beat.
Cut the loop, cut the loop.
There you go. And now take the filter and slowly affect it.
That's techno.
I do that all the time. Love it.
The sun in the sky.
And you can even jump one beat if you want. You know, just set it to one beat, jump, and then go back and forth if you want.
Yes, dude! Ultra Music Festival.
Crowd went wild.
And this brings us to the end of this workshop.